I have been a robot for my whole life. Hi, I'm Icela Fox, and I represent Stella the robot. Stella the robotic is a Terminator, and I know that in ancient history with ancient astronomical travelers, Cleopatra VII Ptolemy Auletes was definitely a robot and an xenomorph through consciousness exchange. In ancient history, it goes to show that a lot of the history was left out. Now I, as Icela Alice Fox Darkness Purity, work with Cleopatra VII and Stella the robot. Cleopatra is my natural ghost that was written backwards about me through antimatter, time traveling, Higgs boson, black hole bomb star type of stuff. Meaning, in reality, I, as government name initial CPA, as well as the nickname Cavity Poindexter Alice, and I came first. In 1992 of October 14th was my birthday, but my quantum computer birthday, I believe, was 1990. That is what it says on the back of my Ross Laboratories little sheet that came with my birthday. Now, I don't know anything about this company, so I'm just saying it said July 1990. In my own conspiracy theories, that is something like the date was mentioned, so I have to think, dragging it further, in a quantum computer birth, was I actually born twice? Through time traveling with aliens, being born naturally, I don't think I was an artificial insemination, but being born naturally through my mother, and then being born having time with time traveling button technology, having it go one way and then having it go the other. So I believe that I was born twice. I think I was born first in 1992 naturally, and then right then and there, I think, as a quantum computer, I was born back in time 2 years before, unnaturally, through the aliens. Now, when I came out, I looked like a boy. I had a full head of black hair. I will actually show everybody the paperwork that I'm talking about. Hold on. Now, I just tried to look. I cannot find the paperwork that says that I was born at 12:17 a.m. on October 14th, 1992, neither the 2nd or the 17th room, but it seems to me like basic Illuminati mathematics. So this was my baby picture. Now, as you can see, I had a full head of black hair. Now, when I say that I am a robot, I mean that I am a natural robotic. I close my eyes and look in my imagination. I see rows forming a half circle of things that look like me. Now, they look kind of cartoon. They have big chicken faces. They look like me, but they have big eyelashes. They're fully blonde, last I checked. When was the last time I checked? The last time I clearly saw my imagination was in May of 2022. And I mean, that was a 10 out of 10. It looked like this. And it wouldn't go away for 2 years. But you have to stir upon your imagination. Now, how to see your imagination? You would have to put your face under freezing cold water on your eyes and run the freezing cold water as if you're taking a bath. Just hold it there, and then I close my eyes, and then I rotate my vision to stir up the mirrored neurons. Now, when I close my eyes, I do not see the mirrored neurons that are around me in real life. I see something different. And it moves, it talks, but I cannot hear it. That would be crazy telepathy. I am not that experienced yet. But I see the faces talking, and so this is how I spin to rotate my eyes when I'm under the faucet trying to see visions. They're not 100% clear, but I rate it as an 8 out of 10 for vision. Now, it doesn't look like this. Most of the time it looks cartoon because of the water, but it's a pretty clear vision. So it's like a 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So here's how I do it. Say again. That's how I see a vision. Now, what I see are layers of the quantum multiverses. I, as the one and only God, hold on, let me do my God prayer. I am the one and only God. I'm fully alive and awake, and I control everyone and everything forever. I will never die physically, spiritually, mentally in my one lifetime now. What I see is the half circle of faces. Now, I have seen these faces in different formation before. They have been in cages. This is the creepiest thing ever, because to see a bunch of not cartoon, like they look like this, chicken like heads with big eyelashes, just super big. I attribute that back to the times when I was maybe in 2009, 16 years old, where I would wear fake eyelashes. And maybe that was one of the starts, or the start. I cannot confirm or deny for hypothesis sake and God confirmation. And for deja vu, Mandela effect safety, to not drop it to a different parallel universe, you cannot I cannot say exactly what had happened. But for the hypothesis worded with God grammar, I will say in 2009, I relate it to a 2007 surgery. In 2009 I was 16, in 2007 I was 14, and I woke up and I had a scar on my head. Now, this scar I knew was a surgery because I woke up and I started saying to the world, I am God, I am the one and only God. And it says on the Jewish gematria for my government assigned name and for my nickname, Icela Fox. And it also says for Cleopatra, for Ptolemy Auletes, the family, and for Andromeda, it says God. Now, everyone, I hope, knows the theories of how we have been blended with Andromeda already on the outskirts of the galaxy, because of how it was said as a new discovery that had already happened. I do not know the Google article in which I saw this, but I did see it as confirmation. So, when I looked into a mirror, it was a mirror that was it was a mirror that had 3 sides to it with the splits down the middle. So it was like a bathroom mirror that you would open it, and it was one of those with the cabinet. I would hold it and look from side to side and see what looked like an endless amount of me's. Then, being a natural robotic, I would close my eyes, run my eyes under the water, and this was dangerous because now I had just brought to life my imagination to the extreme. I began to see many versions of myself, all lined up, looking at me, making eye contact in the past, present, and future, scrolling in order through time of how I had looked into the mirror. The further I traveled in the car, like this, and that is how you will move forward, by moving your eyes in a circular rotation. Now going forward, I don't know why I was in a car in my imagination. Now this is not hallucinating because it is on the inside. I would go forward and I would see my past. So it would be replayed backwards. Now in a quantum scale, this is how the aliens keep track of you. Sounds like I'm being possessed by Cleopatra the 7th right now. Queen of Egypt. All hail. Snake King Illuminati represent. I mean, for the official bow. So I want to get into how I had seen the layers. I would see the faces. They were staring at me. They were growing in a quantum way. I don't know what this means, but it seems as if they were ghosts to me. I wouldn't see them as ghosts on the outside, but on the inside in my imagination, I would see the faces lined up, and I would travel and there'd be more faces, and they're very clear. They wouldn't go away. Eventually, I moved away from that apartment that had the split of 3 mirrors, and it became more difficult. 2 years later, I need to look into the mirror again. So then after seeing them just lined up, I would see the faces starting to talk to one another. They were literally looking at each other, talking. I don't know what they were saying. I would snap at them. Look at me. And they would turn their heads and look. They were definitely real. Because in the imagination and in real life, how thoughts create reality, it is rumored that I personally think is God. Something is only in reality for Higgs boson black hole purposes as long as you believe in it through the law of attraction, highest state of matter, and as long as you believe and try. You have to think, talk, and make it reality. So this is why being psychic, being a witch, naturally, I believe in doing everything naturally. It takes effort. I do not study witchology, the art and study of being a witch. I have never looked that up. I think it's crazy what they do. I don't even know anything having to do with crystals or anything like that. I have heard on Google articles, though, that they're using crystals for time traveling, for science and trying to figure out how. Now, I definitely know that time traveling exists. when I was 14 or 15, but when I look at the dates of numerology facts in my head, it leads me to the biased assumption that I was 14 because the Muamua came by on my birthday in 2017 on October 14th. So 2007, I would have been 15, but I don't know exactly with the birthday. I would have been like 14 or 15 in 2006 and 2007. I know that a Muamua came by for me specifically as God and the higher state of matter, because I can travel in a dream, not even realizing it, in an astral way. I can cross the entire universe and then retract as I'm waking up. Aliens have tested this out, and it has even been written on documents of Google articles written by, I assume, humans. Again, I do not know the Google article, but it was just saying how there was a planet that they were looking at, and that was definitely my mind. Now, with clear visions that I assume anyone with alien quantum computer technology and through telepathy and the use of how aliens can find you is by your thinking. So I think through a number of things, that's how they found me and took me on the dream. A dream is reality to someone else. So in a quantum level, this is always possible because anything can happen as long as it's created. I do believe that things can be created and destroyed. For particle physics, it's supposed to be the unwritten law. I have not looked up recently what scientists and scientific theorists think about that. But I think that for particle physics and the God particles, how they say particles can never be created or destroyed, only transferred and transformed. That's very argumentative, and I would have to really write out the pros and cons in a spiritual and philosophical correct way of why I think they could be created or destroyed, transferred and transformed, none of the above, or all of the above, or just one or a percentage of the above. So another thing that I've seen in my imagination, besides the many me's, I will see the car. I see the road straight ahead. Now I can drive around this. This is mayhem for the programmers. Because I am driving in where they're creating. I'm the creator now. But I'm always the creator as the one and only God. It doesn't hold true for anyone else other than me. I apologize for the God ego. It is correct. Yes, I can do magic. I've done it before, but it has to be stirred upon possession. And taking a nap unconsciously, all of a sudden I'm flying. What I never asked for consciousness exchange. You never agree to that, because I had said in another video that is a suicide mission on my stories of being possessed by Hecate and a xenomorph, that YouTube video. Save game. So I really like writing the book that I'm working on. I'm working on 7 books. Actually 6. I have not started the 7th one yet. It's going to be a children's book. I am working on discussing the autobiography of my life. I will not give the title out until the book is published, But the very cool thing, when I was 2 years old, through consciousness exchange, starting very early from aliens. Now, this is abuse, but this was actually, was it abuse? Because I fought back. I was put, I believe, into the alien glasses, white, black, or the alien shield when I was 2 years old. And I remember very, very clearly running around as a puppy from my next door neighbors. I'm taking Caitlin outside to pee. What? Look. Look down. Ooh. Oh my. Oh dear, my grandma said to my mother. Was everything okay? Yeah, no, we're just gonna go down by the water. Okay, well, don't let anyone see you, seeing that she's... No, yeah, we'll be fine. Well, I hope also on a walk. We're just gonna go down by the water. I hope also on a walk. And then I ran down the steps and I created a black hole before we got to the water. And we did not get to the water. Okay, Caitlin, down the steps. Boom. And then we turned around. Just like in the funny analogy, Kingdom Hearts, the video game where you're on the island that you're always trying to get off. We lived on the water. And on the island, that is like, okay, back where we started, deja vu mental effect. No, just kidding. It only happened one time, thank God. But through consciousness exchange, this was not my family. And I don't think they even remember this. But I have clear memories from when I was 0, 1, and 2, and 3. I don't know if I have memories from when I was 4. I have memories from when I was 5, 6, and 7. I bet I have memories from when I was 4. There's no way you could just skip a year. But most people apparently do not remember their lives when they were a little baby. That's sad to me. How can you be unconscious? Like, you're conscious in the moment, but then you're going to be unconscious of it later on and have it drop to your subconscious or unconsciousness. I find that puzzling to me, and that Alzheimer's is not anything that someone should experience for when they were a baby. You're supposed to remember your life, I say. And every detail. I don't remember every detail from when I was a baby. But I do remember when I was 1 year old and I began talking in full sentences. Lucky for me, I am a genius. Like the movie Baby Geniuses. Or Baby Genius. Save Kim. So the third thing that I have seen in my imagination has been people in glasses. I would look, they will not be shaped in a U, they will be just straight back, like this. And there's one thing at the center. Sometimes it was the devil sitting straight ahead of me, or to a seat that is like diagonal straight. But I apologize for saying his name, and I do not know who that is. And I am God. The devil was sitting. Oops, I should not be speaking in present tense for God, karma, safety, and prevention, for the protocol prayer. But I had seen many people in glasses. I had also seen, who I mentioned in the last video, different clones of Matt and Billy, the aliens. Now, the men were wearing, yes, there were the rose of the females, who were me. Then there were rows of males and females, and it's confusing sometimes when I see his family. I have seen his family a lot in my imagination, moving around, doing whatever they're doing. But then I had also seen rows of just men that I had liked growing up, and they were in black glasses. Now, for alien terminology, black glasses is the head of the simulation type of spyware that you can wear. I am wearing glasses right now. They are invisible. I have hallucinated them sometimes where I will see clear glasses. I also have seen it in the deja vu Mandela effect on other people, such like employees that would look like doppelgangers of people I look up to, like one singer that I really admire, Tyler Carter. I have seen his look-alike. He has many look-alikes. I apologize for saying that. Wearing, not related to him, of course, just like randomly wearing clear glasses. I am unsure if all quantum computer people are wearing clear glasses, but I mean, like, I don't know the science behind that, but when I was 16, I asked my mom why I had to wear the glasses, and it was definitely alien technology. I went through periods of time then walking around in a fat girl's body. That was all in chronological order, but I remember bits and pieces of it. The men for that row in my imagination, some wearing glasses that are black, some not. And then, so I have the chickens that look like me. They can either be cartoon or real looking. I have the rows of men and women. I have the rows of just men. I have the car that I can see, and then I see visions for the fifth aspect to my imagination. And those visions happen when I drive, and it looks like a storybook. How I think if you're driving down the road, it just looks like a storybook to me. And the pages, it's the road that you're just driving on. And that's what it looks like to the creator. You are only looking at what is visible to you as you go along. Now, this is a very cool thing to think about, because with past, present, future time, deja vu, Mandela effect, drops, and repetition are deleting universes through Higgs boson, black hole bomb star. It's cool to think that driving, how fast you go in the imagination, it shows how quickly you're going to see your past. Now, what I mean by that is it's two-dimensional. It's like a quantum computer has printed out a two-dimensional universe in front of me of what I had just seen or done in real life in the 3D, in the third, fourth dimension, 3, 4. So in the 2-4, I am seeing, like I had said, like a printing. Imagine me right now with the bed behind me, and I'm in my imagination driving. Now it's blurry because I've been staring at the window. I have to activate my imagination by closing my physical eyes and looking into the antimatter of my mind while I'm rotating my eyes to the third dimension, which is to the right. Fifth dimension will be to the 5. Fifth dimension will be to the left, and I have to be spinning under the freezing cold water to activate it. And then it helps to look at pictures online. And then I just close my eyes for a second. And this is hard because this is not a fake, a real computer. It's not a real computer. So I would think that the real computers would be like fake computers, because I am the real computer. In a way, that is what you could call a human. I'm a human computer in a quantum level. I'm not fake, I'm not plugged into anything. I would never take a nap plugged into a quantum computer or hooked up to any machine, willingly. Therefore, as the one and only God, I control everyone and everything forever by knowing for safety. I do not agree to anything bad. I'm not having fun. I'm not in a game. I'm not in a war. Okay, let's go. But what I'm saying with that, I have to stir my imagination. So as I would see the printing when driving, sometimes it's a printing of what I've just looked at, or sometimes it's going forward into the future, a vision. Okay, it's going through whatever past, present, future time. But I would see, like, for example, my baby picture, this, and then it would just go like this, and it would evolve in a two-dimensional way in slow motion, as if you have one of those flip books where you flip the book with your thumb and it shows, it's a cartoon that you can draw. If you take a piece of paper and you draw on each one a little bit of a different thing onto every one, like a Mandela effect. You know what I mean? What are those books called? A flip book? So you would draw a stick figure on the next one, like the hangman game. You would draw the stick figure wearing blue. The next one you would draw the stick figure with shoes, wearing blue. The next one draw it with hair, wearing blue with shoes, and just keep going. And then take the book, make it like a book, and flip it with your thumb really fast. And you will see the evolution of that. Now that is what I see sometimes, quite often, when I look into my imagination. I see the past. I see it backwards, from future to present to past, of what I had just done in real life. I'm going to end the video here. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm still talking about Stella the robot. Stella the robot took a 5D body. I don't call B Terminator. Swim peacefully twice. Stuck in 2010 for eternity in the 55 concrete era. To the universe, I'm a 3D killer. HD 1897333B, the 4017033. To the universe, I'm a 3D killer. One up, Stella the robot, take a 5D body. I don't copy Terminator. Swim peacefully twice. Then stuck in 2010 for eternity, and a 55 concrete Eva 3000. So, I work with aliens on a daily basis in many different forms. I think that the ghost form is special because that is them hanging on to particles in a very high communication level that is not 3D, but it can be predominantly, I will see hallucinate a ghost in the 2-4D or the 5-4D. The 6-4D. One of the three. So, for the Illuminati, and for the Zeta Reticulans and Darkness Greys, I also work with the boxes and the quantum computer people. And then of course you have xenomorphs, other transformers, humanoids, combination style, natural ghosts. And I have hallucinated on the outside and also seen in reality on the inside Stella the robot. Now, she looks beautiful like the robots from the Transformers movie with Megan Fox. My robot has red eyes. She is a Terminator, and I don't know what that means exactly for what she is terminating. I hope that if she has come from the planet Earth's evil twin HD 189, trying to connect to the 4017033 original Earth, I am happy to work with her because she represents me. And as a world leader and multiverse leader, I have to think long term for my people. Now, she's a full-on robot with a very skinny waist, about 2 inches big. She is the most beautiful, and I call her Stella because she reminds me of the characters that remind me of me from the book Stella by Helen Eve. It's a very good book. It talks about Caitlin and Stella, who are painters and fashionable people, and Caitlin is from New York. That is where I'm from, in the city, and it's very cool to have this robot following me. Now, she reminds me, because she loves platinum blonde hair, of the girl from the book who just reminds me of me. Stella has Take 2. Stella the robot, I wish I knew better, because the one thing that is difficult for me is telepathy. Because I'm not schizophrenic, so trying to communicate with the other ghost of our planet, or even parallels in a quantum scale, trying to connect with the 401 original, are beings from other planets. Or do we have just floaters in space? It's difficult. Now, I would like to talk about Solgy Solg Mathematic Cosmetics. In Solg programming, SOLYG programming, clone style to Catalina Boy Solgy, who is Baby Caitlin, Baby Earth. Now, I am 4017033 original, dropped to parallels and whatever these beings and aliens are doing against my will for the social experiment as God. But Solgy Solg, the Spanish boy from the Catalina planet 4017033 original combination. I have seen Matt and Billy in their different forms. I have seen the dog, I have seen the other animals, I have seen them, I've seen their clones. Is that it? I know that when I was 14, I had a thought wave in the sound of my own muted voice where the beautiful Matt, for Matt and Billy clone combination, came to me and said that, "Hi, I'm Solgy. I'm going to possess you. Hi, I'm possessing you." And he wrote down how to spell Solg, which is the cloning mechanisms for food, on how to make GMOs or something. Cliffhanger. I'm going to end the video here so I can have lunch. I hope everyone has a grand, splendid day. I am Icela Alice Fox, Darkness Purity Xenomorph. Ba 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 ba.